Hi, my name is Gillian Micoli, and I'm with Team Octagon Elite, and here to walk you through my lead up to first race of the season. This is my third season on the team, and I'm super excited to kick off this season with St. George. So here to talk to you a little bit about my build, kind of my perspective going into this race, and what's happened over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months that's made this somewhat imperfect. Because anyone who tells you that any build to a big race or the season of big racing is lying to you. No, there's no perfect build. So we manage the things that come up, and sometimes it feels like a lot, and sometimes it feels like a little, and we deal with what we're dealt. One of the great things about St. George is that it's a localish race. It's only about 4 hours from Salt Lake, so we can drive down, be there same day. We have tons of friends that have places to stay, so luckily enough, I get to stay with a friend down there, and it's right by Sand Hollow, so we'll be pretty accessible to what we need to be, and then also able to kind of stay out of some of the noise of the town, and really make our own schedule. So funny, one of the things that happened to me this year is in January, unexpectedly, I lost my job. And it ended up being, definitely, definitely more than a blessing than a curse, because I realized after the fact that I was in a really toxic position with, just a company that wasn't a great fit. So I was able to pivot. While I was pivoting, I did a lot of Wednesday ski days, skied a bunch of powder. That'll thrash your legs. Like that's a good leg workout. So I did some of those. Once I had something lined up and a start date, I actually was supposed to go out to Marin County and train with two of my teammates, with Emily Rollins and Flick, who live out there. Um, but I have a friend in Sydney and a friend in Brisbane, and they convinced me to cancel my trip to California, and I went to Australia instead and brought my Ventum NS1, packed it up in my little my bike box Allen, and I went to Australia, and it was great. It was great. I actually picked up a feedback trainer for my friend Sarah when I was over there, and was able to do some rides on the balcony and some structured trainer rides, as well as like some outdoor rides. So it was really great. Great chance to like get away and get outside and run some trails and roads, and the pools in Australia also. It's like a whole culture. It's awesome. So really had a great time doing that. But it was not a structured training 2 weeks. So it was a good chance to get away from some structured training. And when I started my new job, they wanted me to be on site where their headquarters were in San Mateo. So I flew out the day that I got back from the St. George camp, and went immediately to San Francisco, stayed in a little hotel, brought my TT bike, bought a feedback trainer, set it up in my hotel room. And I was really able to get some good workouts in, before I had to be in office, like I think 8 a.m. our day started. So it was early, but not crazy. So I either went to like the Masters swim that I found, or I would ride my bike. I actually found a really good loop that I was able to do some intervals. So I got outside one of the afternoons because it was beautiful out. That's been really great to get out and just feel confident on the bike. Indoor training is awesome for fitness, but there's something you miss in terms of bike handling skills and really getting that feel of the road. So I feel fortunate to have gotten that much outdoor training this early on in the season, because you really never know what April's going to give you. And it's the worst when you're working, 7 to 4, and the days during the week are like, 80 and beautiful, and then as soon as it comes to the weekend, it's rainy. So this past weekend, we just had, I had to get in some indoor miles because it was really rainy and cold yesterday. But the weekend before, we got like I did a triple brick. So it consisted of like 40-minute bike, 20-minute run, doing that 3 times. And so it really just gave you kind of that snappiness of feeling a little bit more race ready, and going from bike to run, multiple times and really getting those run legs underneath you after being on the bike.
Tell them the hay is in the barn.
Something like that. Hay's in the barn. 3 by 40 minutes on the bike, 20-minute run. Last one was at 4:39 pace. That's kilometers. Nate Zarlengo, that's kilometers.
And then I have this guy. I have this guy who keeps me on my toes. Do you keep me on my toes? Yeah, he's my running buddy, but he also wants to go like 5 minute pace in miles, and then he goes like 8 minute pace at the end. So we have a really good time. He has a really good time. He's much better off leash than on leash. And yeah, he's a German short hair pointer, but can't really see him right now because he's a little bit off camera. Do you want to get more on camera? Do you want to show people how cute you are? So one of the things about my new job is I start my day at 7:30 every day in office. So I haven't been in office since pre-pandemic. I started a job in 2019 in Utah County. And after or when the pandemic happened, they sent us all home. And then I never really went back 5 days a week. Like it was kind of a couple days here and there, but never 5 days. So I accepted this job knowing I'd be 5 days in office. The commute's great though. It's like 12 minutes from my house, and the office is right in Sugar House Park. Or right across from Sugar House Park. So um, a lot of days, not all days, I end my workday and I go over to Sugar House Park and I run that park, which is great because it's got some amazing hills and it has just like really good rolling terrain. There's a couple of spots where I've said, I'm like, I feel like this is like climbing diagonal, which is like one of the big climbs that you have when you do St. George. Is like just a long, slow, falls flat out. So much more fun to run down, which is great because you get to run down it and you get to run down it twice. So doing some of those hill workouts. I also, when I was in San Mateo, I found a master's team out of Burlingame, and I was able to swim like, 5K, sometimes like 5,500 yard swims with them. One day I did long course with them. And it was great. It was really good to swim with like other fast swimmers and in a really like strong master's program. So that was good. So yes, my job has been stressful. Yes, it's been all new. But really weaving in some of those sessions to get good workouts in. So my swim, I feel like, is really strong. I had bursitis last year in my right shoulder. That's eased up. I can swim with paddles again, which is super exciting. And I'm just doing the smart things on the swim. Um, this spring has been lovely. Like, so we've gotten outside, we've gotten some really good bike rides in, and really excited about kind of like what that looks like and how that translates to race day and getting out on my Ventum One. And then the run, will be what the run's gonna be. I haven't gotten in as much speed work, just considering these couple of niggles that I've had. And yeah, it's been, it's, it's not been ideal. So, but I mean, like I said, I've done races on far less training and on far more injured body. I came out of actually last year just really buried with my training and some just niggles that didn't go away. I raced Kona in 22 and 23, and in 23 I found out in August that I tore my hip labrum. So I went into Kona with about 8 mile as my longest run. I also had some major bursitis and shoulder stuff going on. So definitely some overtraining, definitely like a longer story to all of that and kind of how that came about. But I took downtime, what I thought was really good, necessary downtime. And I feel like you never really know kind of what your body needs until potentially after the fact. And so right now I'm dealing with a little bit of that hip labrum kind of niggle flare up. So running has not been my friend. I also had a little bit of an Achilles flare up, which I've never ever dealt with. But I think I ran in some shoes that didn't agree with me. So dealing with those kind of things, yeah, my days are long. My days are tough. I try to get in 2 a day. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. And that's just kind of the nature of being a, full-time athlete, full-time employee.
Flick, we found a backhoe and some random friends. And Andrew's up here. What are you doing, Andrew?
You know, just going past a
Are you
tractor.
Are you picking flowers?
You know, yeah, why not?
Do we need to go back? Wait, like